All right, want to do this interview now? All right, cool, sick. I'm Kieran. I'm here with Manifestavibe. We're interviewing Simon Molnar. That is the name of the band, correct? As well as your name.
Correct.
Yeah. All right, sick. All right, so preemptively to start, are you guys manifesting anything recently?
I've been manifesting a few vibes. The thing about it is,
Love it.
they're hazy until they're really manifested. You know.
Yeah, no.
I can't say exactly what they are. I know it's good vibes. I know they're coming through strong. And maybe the day of this show, we'll be able to manifest them correctly. But I can't tell you exactly what they are.
We love to hear it. We love to hear it. Is anyone else manifesting anything?
Anybody?
I manifested like this real good panini I made the other day.
Yo.
Like I manifested, I made it happen. Yeah.
What was on the panini?
Oh yeah. So so you start off with the salami and the bread, and you get that a little toasty, and add the chicken on, and lastly the provolone cheese. So it like melts the perfect amount.
Could you get the mic a little closer to your mouth, please?
So you start it with the salami and the bread, then add the chicken on a little later, and then finally it's the provolone cheese, and you let that get nice and gooey and melty. Slice it right down the middle, call it a day.
Okay, so real questions now. Your social media posts and general branding seem to evoke the nostalgic element of DIY music creation and the culture around it. Can you speak to how outsider musicians like Daniel Johnston and Jack Stauber may have influenced your band's creative process? Is that even fair to ask?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The DIY scene is obviously not a new idea, and these indie sort of style, those artists in particular ring a little true to me. I like the nostalgic, there's a shittiness correlated with like a Jack Stauber video in particular that I try to emulate, and the aspects of it that actually speak to me are more of, it feels like a stream of consciousness. It feels like a direct idea and a memory, even if the technique used to produce it is sloppy, and it leaves the art feeling a little hazy, and it lets you fill it in with your own memories. I try to make stuff in that same sort of style. For those sort of posts in particular, I'm usually thinking digitally, so I'm thinking in layers. I like to try to make a world as much as I can within a flat feeling, flat image.
I think that was great.
Might be able to get something.
No, very in-depth answer. When you talk about the shittiness, could you go a little bit more into that? Like, just sort of like define that. Sorry if that's.
No, it's. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's my first instinct is to correlate it with VHS video, just the fact that memories are related to that style of video and the 4:3 ratio and the grainy look with the fuzzy colors.
What are some good VHS memories?
I don't mean it more. I mean it more in the home video sense. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just more like what are some do you have any standout oh yeah, this is a cool VHS thing that I remember, this really imprinted on me?
I don't think anything in particular. I think more it's in the idea that home videos are usually recorded that way. You'll see it. It's cool. since I'm trying to make my own content in that sort of style, it's cool when someone like Trevor Hawk, he records he records sets for us sometimes, and he's got this VHS camera, and it's cool seeing a whole live performance in that style because it captures it as something that we weren't quite living. It gives us a perspective on it that we didn't quite have, and it makes it feel a little timeless, in a sense that, in a way that recorded on an iPhone you wouldn't get, and recorded widescreen you wouldn't get.
Oh yeah, I feel it. So inevitably, independent music scenes will develop their own sort of recurring characters and settings and folklore. Are there any obscure venues, and this goes for the whole band, are there any obscure venues that have sort of like left an impression on you, or any like particularly like memorable performances and like weird areas that you've had to play?
Should we start trashing places, or?
Yeah, most of them don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Most of them don't exist anymore for a lot of reasons. So we can talk some shit, but we can talk some trash.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
My personal favorite that does not exist anymore was called the Zoo,
Okay.
which is this house downtown. It's called the Zoo because they got like all these animals over there,
Mhm.
like dogs and cats and birds and snakes and stuff. So walking in there and seeing that was pretty jarring, you know. I'm supposed to be playing guitar. There's a parakeet 5 feet over from me. Like, that's kind of weird.
You're playing in a zoo?
No, it was called the Zoo. The house was, you know. It's actually, if you ever get a chance to see some of Simon's merch, it's got a little house in the corner called the Zoo, which is sort of throwback to that show, which is real fun there.
Do you mind putting your phone up on like the armrest just to make sure that
Yeah.
What else have we done?
Like Eagle's Nest, whatever it was called.
What is that?
Pittsburgh.
Oh, yes, we played a not so great venue in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's called Whisper Nest. I think they are permanently closed now, probably because we didn't have a great experience with them. Didn't get any money from them. The place itself looked awesome. I'll give them that. It was a cool looking place.
It was annoying.
Yeah, no green room.
What was this place? Is this like...
It was a little bar.
Okay.
Stage in the back. Half of a sound guy. And the dude running it did not show up until the second band was done playing. Some cooler stuff. Way back we did Be Here Now, which is sort of obscure. It's in Muncie, Indiana. It's got 2 levels, and on the top level you can look down on the stage, and then it's got this whole outside patio area, which is very nice. Anyone else?
Alright.
Covered.
Alright, okay, so, I took a little deep dive on the Instagrams and stuff. I looked at all that stuff, and as I went through, I sort of saw this like mutual sort of evolution from like the photography Instagram and the band Instagram a little bit in terms of visual style. Are there any photographers or filmmakers specifically that speak to you as an artist? Of course, anything that like isn't gonna get answered or anything, I'm just gonna cut it out. So like, don't need to worry about like having to have anything.
Let me see if I got something for it. I don't know about specific artists. I've come to like a certain style. Sort of like the Wes Anderson symmetry, but not quite as intense. And as I said before, I like that aspect ratio. For photography, I got into street photography. There's this one lady from sometime in the 1900s named Vivian Moir or something, and it's got a great way of just capturing people going about their lives doing relatively mundane things, but just captures the life in it. But I wouldn't say I have any specific influences.
Sure. Sort of not on that note at all. Obviously, a trumpet is a part of your guys' sound, like brass instruments sometimes. Is it, how'd you start playing that, and why the choice to incorporate an unconventional instrument into your work? And do you think it's possible to be to use that without getting the ska label?
I started playing mostly just because my dad played. I wanted to. The big thing about brass, or any instrument that gets taught in a standardized sort of way, is that there's this relation. There's a correlation with the instrument and improving with discipline and studying, which I found appealing because it was a side of things that I wasn't getting from teaching myself guitar, and it was cool to have the both sides. I still look at trumpet as more of a study of music than I do for guitar. I always wanted to incorporate it because it's an instrument I really want to master, and I really want to understand it. I think it works in the music because it gives it that folky sound that I like, and our music sort of rides just on the edge of the rock and softer stuff. I have had people come up and say we sound like ska bands. I never saw the. It makes a lot more sense live since we're so much heavier, but on the recorded side, I want to keep on using it and keep trying to layer it different ways. And live, I want to be able to play the trumpet as good as I can. You know?
And you guys all start playing?
Yeah, so I started in orchestra when I was a little third grader. I was on the upright bass, so that was pretty cool. So my parents made me, so I'm glad they did because I got that like theory and I got sort of the discipline that I probably wouldn't have had, you know. And I knew I wanted to play in a band, so I just started learning, you know, the electric bass, electric guitar, and then eventually drums just for the fun of it, and sort of took off from there.
I started playing piano lessons. I had piano lessons from my mother in kindergarten at the ripe old age of 5. And picked up guitar in 2nd grade. And then all the other instruments I played just sort of came after that.
Both my parents were music teachers, and when I was 8, I started playing the guitar. And then I think 2 years later, started playing trumpet when it was available in the school. And then after that, stuff just kind of comes along. You end up seeing more patterns among things, so you end up like half learning instruments and whatnot. But yeah.
I learned how to play drums because I wanted to hang with my friend more. And I hated playing guitar because my parents made me do guitar, but it was boring guitar. And I eventually was just like, I don't want to play bass because that sounds boring. And then I pretty much was like, I guess drums is my last option. So that was how I learned to play drums.
Do you consider yourself a rhythmically inclined person?
I would say so, yeah.
All right. Okay. On the music teacher thing, do you think that with your parents being music teachers, do you think that helped you, or do you think that added pressure, maybe a little bit of both?
I never got much pressure from them. They had both gone through college being music teachers and had careers that had nothing to do with it, so there was no pressure to improve upon music. I think, although they didn't spend much time teaching me one-on-one, I think from an early age my dad taught me how to teach myself things, and that's really the skill I needed. And that's really the only thing you need to teach someone.
Awesome. While going through your Instagram, I heard some choice sound effects. I was curious who you main in Melee.
I'll go Snake when I get the chance.
Alright.
It's not even in Melee.
I was gonna say it,
No, I don't fucking play.
but,
No, I got that
no man, I made
sound
Snake
effect
too, I
downloaded
got
though.
you. The little the rocket.
Yeah.
And all that. Yeah, man. You guys play Melee? Anyone else?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I play Samus because I'm the loser.
Fuck yeah. Samus is low tier, bro.
Downplay it all day, man.
Yeah, it's Yoshi, all day, every day. All my friends know it too. If you ask them, they will all like in a second say I'm in Yoshi. So,
I wouldn't have said that shit.
bro, it's a known fact. Okay, like there's no stopping it at this point.
No,
Yeah, sure, I can go.
just curious.
I don't play Melee. I really only play Ultimate, but I always am a Rob guy.
Yo, Rob.
Always a Rob guy.
Nice, man. Alright, collaboration is an important part of music creation. It's no wonder you've collaborated with such wonderful musicians as I see around me right here. But do you think that there's a cohesive sound and culture in Columbus, Ohio artists, or do you think it's sort of a free-for-all?
See, I've thought about this more as we think about booking shows out of state and stuff. I realize we don't have much perspective on it. Like, for instance, going to places in Indiana where we went, and Columbus is bigger than I thought it was, to say what I'm trying to say. There's a decent scene going here, and it's actually consistent. There's a lot of places where there's not all that much going on. Do we have a sound that sort of I don't know.
It's fair.
I don't know. I think to some extent there's an energy that is unique to Columbus, but the sound really varies. It's there's definitely a common level of mess, but other than that, I can't quite say.
Do you want to elaborate on that?
There is at least at the level we're playing, there's a limit to the how clean a mix is gonna get without losing its energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a weird balance, and I don't know how many people are able to get it at this level.
Sure, yeah. Do you think something's lost in the recordings?
I think I like the way I've done it. The recordings are so much different than what we play, and the recordings almost work as pop songs. And but yeah, I mean, something's definitely lost. It's just, is that the something you want to have recorded? You know, people ask us to do a live version of Danger of Unknown every time we play it, but it would be a completely different song than the recorded version that we built this live version based off of. So it's just different, I think.
Is it the official stance of the band that microwaves are too convenient?
Yeah. What's the deal with them? You throw it in there and it's just gonna start cooking the shit?
I feel that you gotta put your work into your food. It's not gonna taste good.
I like that.
All right, so what's in the cards for all of you in the future?
We're trying to make, at least for me, I'm trying to make this into something we can all work on. You'll notice to start incorporating the Acorn and Associates into more of our work. And I want an official way for me and my friends to work on stuff together and really get things done. And along with developing that and developing, what it actually means and what we're trying to say, just writing more music. I'm trying to make another album, and yeah.
Personally, not with band or anything, but this is going to be my first semester as the president of the rock music club at OSU.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, and I've been I don't know, I feel pretty lucky to have like grown up very close to like the heart of Columbus, and campus and all that. So during high school I was sort of able to have a lot of experience and get like a head start in joining this huge crazy music scene. And now that like I've gotten to meet so many people and make all these really awesome connections with people on campus and in the scene, that I can start sort of contributing towards this whole scene. Now that I've got the work put into I don't know. It's been fun. Just gonna keep doing it and hope to bring as many people in that would like to sort of feel part of the community.
Wait, what is the rock music club? Is it just that? Is it just the...
Bit of that, yeah. It's sort of a collective of students on campus who have got a passion for music, and especially after last year, we're trying to get a lot more into local shows and the house scene community, all that. So
You guys booked the show we did at A&R back in
that was true. We threw a real big show. The Rock Music Club presents Rock Columbus. That's what's it called. It's Rock Columbus, and we had us play, and we had Mud and Runner and Bobby. Who's the fourth band again?
I don't know who was
Saving Escape.
Oh, Saving Escape. They were great. But we've also done a show at Dirty Dungarees, and we're gonna. That's another place.
Great venue.
You haven't heard? Look it up. Look, that's great. And then we're trying to throw some more house shows this year, so it's great for just fans in general, musicians, and everyone in Columbus. So, yeah.
Awesome.
I'm personally in 4 projects, including my own solo project, and this one is almost like a vacation home.
Right.
It's very nice. It's one of my favorite. It's definitely my favorite project that I'm a part of, including over my own, because it's such a unique experience. Obviously, it's all Simon's. He's like the visionary. He has everything, so he'll come in with a recording and whatnot, and that's all Simon's work. But then we as a band are able to all take that as 4 individuals and create an entirely new live version out of that goes into our shows, and it's very nice to just not have to do the heavy lifting, but still be able to support and create something magnificent out of that. And so it's really cool.
What
I
are
hope
your
I can
side
do
projects?
it.
Such?
My main one is Setch.
Setch.
Setch. You can find it everywhere.
Look it up.
It's the main one.
What else are you playing with?
I play with King Eternal, which is a metal band.
Okay.
I play drums on that one. I play guitar and vocals on mine, and I actually do everything for mine.
Nice.
I play bass. I do everything. That's the whole shtick. I try to do everything, which is nice because here I just get to sit and play bass, all of that, and then I play drum for King Eternal, and then with my buddies, we have a jam band called Lung Cancer Devil.
Yo.
And
Lung Cancer Devil?
Lung Cancer Devil.
Where can I see that?
You'll have to wait. You'll have to keep posted. But
Special event.
yeah, I stay on the noise guitar branch of that.
Nice.
Benji?
Yeah. What was the question again?
What's in the future for you, my friend?
Well, hopefully I can just keep playing drums. Wouldn't mind being a recording musician or a touring musician for drums. That'd be ideal. Just making money off drums and maybe creating some beats in the future. Something like that, producing stuff. But yeah, that or a 9 to 5.
Nice.
About it.
Where would you want a 9 to 5?
What?
So where would you want a 9 to 5?
Jiffy Lube? Is that what you said? Hell no. Probably like, as a property manager for a broker.
Oh, okay. Damn. It's like
Yeah.
a real job.
Yeah, unfortunately. It's the most interesting out of all the ones that I've looked at.
All right. Well, this was a very fruitful interview. I thank you so much for being patient with me and taking the time to be here with me. And I hope you guys have a good practice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you to Manifestavibe. We'll be
Yeah.
there. What's the date?
Yeah.
11th?
What's that?
August 11th.
Yeah.
August 11th.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Fuck yeah. Come see the
It's
llamas,
Sunbury.
alpacas,
Ohio.
Cows, pigs, chickens,
cows.
goats,
All
We're playing on a
that-
farm?
something
Think so, right?
happening here.
Are we playing on a farm?
some Woodstock level
Yeah.
shit.
There's like cows and shit.
I thought it was just a petting zoo, but it feels like a straight up farm now.
You're playing at the barn.
We'll be playing acoustic, honky tonk versions of all our songs.
Yeah.
Catch us there. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Deletes.